All right, welcome to the Nimbus demo video. So essentially what we've done before this video started is we have filled up the unit with a certain amount of water. And if you come in the camera, essentially where we put the water line in here, shoot, someone's calling me.
Oh,
Here, if you come look, is like almost exactly to where it's like, where the handle is at the top, it's touching the water. So you can kind of see how the water's resting in there already, kind of in the grooves. That's gonna be the right spot. And as soon as this is green and orange, it's on. Yep, it's heating up. And then once it's ready, it'll be green. It's good to go. We typically like to leave this guy plugged in the entire time. Set it up early, plug it in, fill it up with water as early as you can, just so that it's as hot as it can be when you need to use it, even if it's in a couple hours. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw in some of the ice. We've got our igloo filled up. Try not to breathe in the CO2 gas that's coming out of this thing. But we're gonna drop it in. You may see some of it start to react. We're gonna fill this up. Probably about halfway into that container, we're gonna fill it up. It's always best to start filling this up before you need to begin. So imagine that our first dance is going to be in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We're getting this filled up before we even get started. There we go. Start percolating a little bit. And now we're going to slowly introduce it to this so that we can first look at where the handle is. It's barely down. And look at the effect that we're already producing. Now, once we start to really set it down into there and get it down, it's going to start going crazy. And we're going to start this effect before the dance has officially begun. That way, once they really start, and if we've got cold sparks going, it'll really be into its full effect when they begin. And then now we're going to let it rest right here on the second notch down. And look at that plume. And we've barely put in any of the pellets in this thing. So the fact that we have this entire thing filled, look at how it's filling up the warehouse right now. And we put in probably, I think it was like 3 or 4 handfuls.
Yeah.
Probably like 3 or 4 cups of the pellet ice. And this is gonna just run for a while. The best thing about this is that if you leave the heater on, it'll continue to heat up the inside of this while the dry ice is interacting with the water. So the water is cooling down with the introduction of the dry ice, but it needs to be warm in order to create this effect. And man, in this tight, cool, not super weather changing environment, it's looking great. But obviously if we're gonna be outside, if we're somewhere where there's wind, this can be really changed. But man, look at this amazing cloud effect already.
It's pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie.
Depending on the space too, you may want to move the machine around a little bit. But yeah, it's gonna flow into all the crevices, all the cracks. If there's a really strong AC unit, it may blow it away. So I'm gonna turn on the fan over here and show you kind of like what additional wind can do to the effect. So now imagine we're outside. It's not plugged in.